Call to order the regular meeting of the Gurnee Village Board meeting, August 16th, 2021. Roll call, please.
Present.
Thomas.
Present.
Thorstensen.
Here.
Woodside.
Here.
Ross.
Here.
5 here, 1 absent.
Y'all stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So the first item on the agenda is the approval of the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Balmas, second by Trustee O'Brien. Roll call, please.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross. 5 ayes, 1 absent.
Motion carries. Pat?
Item number 1, approval of the minutes from the July 19, 2021 and August 2, 2021 meetings. Item number 2, approval of ordinance 2021-51, accepting the final plat of re-subdivision of Lot 1 in Dillies and Grand Planned Unit Subdivision. Item number 3, approval of Public Works Department's recommendation to award the Public Works Building Trench Drain Replacement Project to the low bidder, Camosi Incorporated, at a cost of $52,700. Item number 4, approval of payroll for period ending July 30th, 2021, in the amount of $908,026.58. Item number 5, approval of bills for period ending August 16th, 2021, in the amount of $1,380,185.26.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Ross, second by Trustee O'Brien. Roll call, please.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
5 ayes, 1 absent.
Motion carries. For petitions and communications, it's my pleasure tonight to introduce and recognize the 2021 Gurnee Queens. Miss Gurnee Bella Jansen, Junior Miss Gurnee Brooke Herod, Little Miss Gurnee Annabelle Herod. So if you guys would like to come on down, all three. Ladies, that's right, guys.
So you might be sitting right there.
I have two sons, I'm sorry, I call everybody guys, so I'm learning. Nice picture. Let me start. So the village provides a little gift for you ladies. And the first one, Little Miss Gurnee, Annabelle Herod, 2021. And this is intended to keep the photographs, which you probably are just going to put your cell phone in here, right? Is that what you're going to do? Yeah, yeah. A little old-fashioned, but we still do it this way. So here's a gift for you. Thank you. And for Junior Miss Gurnee, Brooke Herod, 2021. No accident that you two have the same last name, right? Sisters, right? So that's a gift for you. Welcome. For Miss Gurnee, Bella Jansen, 2021, the same gift.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And just to note a little bit about what the Queens do. They have already been at several events with them already. They're very, very, very busy. I think, if I heard right, I think last year they had more than 150 events. I think it was just amazing how many events that they attend. So the village really appreciates how you come out for us. A lot of people really like to see you there. So it's really a great addition to the village that they're able to come out, and they learn some things along the way too. I know that they have causes that they like to stand for, and I don't know that you guys have your causes yet. Oh, you do? All right. Well, why don't we start with those? Would you like to?
Yeah, I can start.
Okay.
Okay, so hello everyone. Once again, I'm Bella Jansen. I'm Miss Gurnee 2021, and my platform this year will be serving and supporting single moms. So right now, I'm currently in the works of setting up an event to help support local single moms in need in Gurnee and also just in the Lake County area. I'm going to get lots of involvement again with the people in Gurnee, but also local local county support around us, we're hoping to plan a baby shower to help raise money and also get items that mothers may need as they are going through the different trials and tribulations of being a single mom. Thank you. Wanna talk?
So mine is making these little towels called Boo Boo Bunnies. So they're just towels that I wrap up to look like bunnies, and they're meant for kids in the hospitals who get either IVs done or they get shots done. And you could either use them as an ice pack or just freeze them in the freezer after dipping them in water so that it helps ease the pain for them. So we're donating more and more of these over time. Thank you.
And I just have a little platform, but mine is Presents for Puppies. And what it is just we make toys and treats for dogs in need and adoption bags for the person who wants to adopt the dog. And we just sell it to like PetSmart or something for them to adopt the puppy. So yeah, donate the puppy. Thank you.
Thank you. That's not so little. So something I learned along the way so far is that certainly they're beautiful, but that's just a part of what they do. There's certainly way more than that, and I think the causes or platforms are a good example of that. But the poise and all the other things that they learn along the way and the gift that you give to us that you attend all these functions is really appreciated. So thank you. Looks like you have a photograph. So
This is for you.
all right. Thank you very much. Thank you. You can see it's a photograph of them, and it says 2021 Gurnee Queens, Miss Bella Jansen, Junior Miss Brooke Herod, and Little Miss Annabelle Herod. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So. Good. All right. Thank you. Good job.
No, it's all right. I was like, geez, yeah.
Next are the reports. Presentation by Assistant Administrator Jack Linehan, Environmental Sustainability Committee survey results. Jack?
All right, thank you, Mayor and Village Board. So I'm just going to quick kick off. We actually have the entire Environmental Sustainability Committee here. They've been working since fall of last year on looking at different goals in the community of kind of how we can address environmental and sustainability initiatives. One of the first things we wanted to do is kick it off with this survey. So they're going to walk us through the survey today and then available for any questions as well. So Rick?
Thank you. First, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Rick Osa. I have over 40 years of environmental consulting experience, and I'm serving as chair of the committee right now. Shelley Lazarus is also on the committee. Shelley is a concerned citizen and entrepreneur in Gurnee. And the third member of the committee is Caitlin Salgado, who's now a senior at Warren Township High School. Caitlin reminds us all why it is we need to balance the environmental impact and put effort into sustainability issues. Jack Linehan has been helping serve as liaison. And I do want to mention our former chair, Mr. Thomas Hood, who's moved on. But he left us with a good running start. As in fulfilling our charter, which is to advise the village board, we need to have an idea of what is important to the citizens of Gurnee. And while we each have our own opinions and If you don't believe me, you can ask Shelley about recycling polyurethane foam if you have enough time. But rather than just relying on our own sense of priorities, we felt that there would be value to reach out and with Jack's assistance, we put together a survey to identify those issues that are of most concern so that we can better do our job in advising the board. The survey, which we'll be going through today, has limitations in that it's self-selective. It's not a random survey of Gurnee residents, but it's folks who have been, who saw the survey either in the newsletter or on social media and chose to respond. So it's not truly a cross-section, but it most likely represents the feelings and priorities of those who are most interested in environment and at least enough to fill out a survey that took 10 minutes. We got a total of 274 responses, which is actually fairly good in a survey of this type. We started the survey with some demographic information regarding who the person is responding to the survey, and then differentiated the results between those turned in by residents, which was the majority, as well as non-residents who chose to fill out the survey. Caitlin's going to start out by running us through some of the results on the demographics. Then Shelley will get into some of the issues and priorities that were identified, and then I'll bring it all home and how we plan to use the results going forward.
Thank you. So 90% of respondents are residents of Gurnee. The other 10% are non-residents who have an interest in Gurnee. So amongst these people, we asked them different sets of questions. So the following questions are for residents of Gurnee. More than 60% of residents have lived in Gurnee for more than 16 years. And then less than 10% have lived in Gurnee for less than 4 years. So as we expected, the people who are responding are involved in the community. So the majority of people live east of I-94, but it is a small majority. If you look closer at the percentages, it is more like a 50-50 of people who live east and west of I-94. Then the vast majority, more than 90% of respondents, own their residences rather than renting, as is typical of Gurnee. Then 100% of respondents say that their primary mode of transportation is automobile. So then aside from their primary mode of transportation, we asked what other transportations they use regularly and to check all that applied. More than 40% still said that they use a private automobile. Around 10% say that they take a taxi or Uber or Lyft. A very small percentage, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, say that they take the bus. Then 10% say that they take the train. More than 30% bike, and then more than 60% walk. And I'll hand it off to Shelley.
The question we asked is, how concerned are you about the following aspects of environmental sustainability? And the fact that they were responding to the survey in the first place probably means they are concerned. And there were 3 areas. It was pretty equal across the board, but the main issues were they were concerned about industrial emissions, and ETO was by far the greatest response we got. Air quality and drinking water. people were concerned. So you can tell, looking at the graph, there's not a lot of distinction there, so people are concerned. Then we had a provision where we had them write down what exactly they were interested in. And again, ethylene oxide was by far the greatest response we got. It was mentioned 28 times, which of all the responses. Land management, meaning invasive species, tree protection was mentioned 12 times specifically, and noise was mentioned 11 times. And noise varied from noise from Great America to people drag racing, to train noise, so just in general. But those were and then there were other things mentioned, and some had absolutely no relevance to anything. But those were, obviously, ETO is the big concern.
So the board has endorsed the village's continued participation in the Greenest Region Framework, which is a consortium of local metropolitan entities. We're planning on using the survey data as we work our way through the 49 different consensus goals that are part of that process, so that we can reflect the priorities and the interests of the people of Gurnee. There's going to be a challenge as we do that process. As Shelley said, the overwhelming concern, as shown from the survey, is ethylene oxide, and there just isn't a whole lot that can be done about that at the municipal level. So we'll be looking for opportunities to be responsive to the interest in air quality, while also taking into account the limitations. Once we're done with that, we'll be providing our recommendations to the board in how to move forward with the Greenest Region, and look forward to reporting back to you at that time. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Jack, did you have anything further to add to that?
No, I just wanted to add too. So we did kind of a high-level analysis of the survey results. The full 30-page results that were in your packets are also available online. They're on the village's website under the Environmental Sustainability Committee. So if they did a search of environmental sustainability, they'd be able to find the survey results as well. So you could dig through, read a lot of the commentary, and see a little bit more in depth as to how residents felt on the issues.
Thanks. And I just want to thank the committee as well. It just appreciate the time that you donate. And Jack, thanks for making the connection to us. I find that especially in environmental concerns that police department, fire department, the basic runnings of the village, that just gobbles up a lot of our time. And unless something comes before us, like you guys and gals, right? That unless it comes before us, it doesn't reach our attention unless it's a crisis. So I'm hopeful that the committee will be able to bring things forward that we can be proactive on. And I think the Greenest Region with the state of Illinois provides a lot of resources that will allow us to do that. So I just really appreciate your time, and it's valuable to me, and I think to the board as well, just for the effort you're putting out, because I think ultimately that will have some good wins that'll come from it, as long as we follow your guidance and look for those opportunities. So thanks again. So the next report is presentation by Fire Chief John Kavanaugh, Fire Station 3, update number 7.
Good to go. All right. So we've been working on this project just over a year now from the time that we awarded bids, and we're coming into the home stretch, you'll see. I figured we would start with where are we at financially on this project and how are we doing there. Just a quick review. We initially secured a loan amount of $5.9 million for the project. Right now, the adjusted total is $5,800,000. But that's a little deceiving because a couple of the areas here, the contingency budget, you'll see, we had $330,000 in there, of which today we still have $224,000 left. We've done a couple change orders between IT cabling and then some additional changes that brought us down to that 224. We'll still have a third change order out there. I was just talking with Dave Ziegler. We've got about $20,000 in changes on the parking lot that we're going to come before you with, change order 3, and then there will be one more IT for about $5,000. But we actually have a few reductions in there as well. We cut out some landscaping, a couple other objects that should offset at least the IT, if not a little bit more. So we'll still have a large contingency left at the end. And then the weather allowance, we initially had $125,000 in there. To date, we spent $40,000. We had an incredible winter. We've talked about that over and over. We didn't have to heat the brick. We didn't have to keep the masons warm. So we have $89,000 left in that account. If you take those dollars off of the 5.8, we're closer to 5.5 right now. So we're about $400,000 off the initial estimate we came in at this point. So that's where we're at. Just a reminder as well, we've been doing the loose equipment. We put last year in the budget $250,000 in there. To date, we're starting to order. We're just over $150,000 probably spent out of that account. We will spend most of that. We still have a lot of computers to be purchasing, things along those lines, but we feel like we'll come in on budget as well there. So right now the project's coming in on time and under budget, which you're always proud to say at a meeting. So that's where the finances are. As far as the project itself, interior work has begun and progressed to, we're almost to final. They're starting to do trim type work within the building. On the 23rd, next week, we're actually walking through the building, the architect as well as our management team, doing a final punch list with the builder to go through all the items. We know there are some items on back order, such as an ADA sink and some other items that will not be done, but we'll work through there. The month of September, we'll start going in there, putting in the loose equipment. They'll be finishing off the punch list. We're still on target to open the building sometime in October. Exterior work, once again, 98% complete. They've started the landscaping out there. The majority of the landscaping's in. We should see, they're going to sod the front of it and seed the majority of it. They're going to do the front exposure and sod around the flagpole and right up to the front doors. But after that, we'll seed the whole back part of it. That should be done in the next 2 days here. So that'll be moving on. But the front ramp, if you have not been out there, the concrete's all in. Everything's ready to go. So we're moving along. Like I said, we're almost there. One of the things we've always end this thing with is a picture of what the rendition is. So I threw a couple pictures up of where we're at today. And I find it amazing when you see a building start to end that it actually looks like that initial drawing that we were talking about. So when you look at the two, it's really very close. Kind of surprised me along the way. As much as I liked this, drawing while we were there, I was very shocked and pleased how close we are. Some open items that are out there. The 29th, I believe the mayor is going to host the intergovernmental picnic at Fire Station 3. So we've got a pretty good deadline that we need to get it to a functioning point so he can host his intergovernmental picnic there.
Yeah, September 29th.
September, did I say October?
Yeah.
Okay, September 29th. So that kind of sped up the timeline for us to get it ready. We think we'll meet it. We'll make that so we're able to give you a preview of, and then sometime in October, we're working right now. Jody's working along with management team to find a ribbon cutting open house. So that'll be announced here shortly when we're going to do the formal ribbon cutting and the open house. But overall, the project is going well. Everyone, the committee still continues. David, Christopher, Velkover, all are out there every week. Brian's keeping track of the books, keeping us on budget. I also want to give a shout out to Public Works. They jumped in the last minute with that special asphalt project we had out there, the overage. They actually did some of the work in-house, saved us $7,000. They ran out there the day after we called. They made the cut along the edge. We own that machine, so we were able to do that milling, I believe is the technical term. Heather's giving me a yes. We're there. As well as they did some tree work on Route 21 right away. So if you're driving to the entrance, you still can't get across because you don't have a stoplight, but you can see what's coming at you now at least. So I really appreciate that. Public Works jumped in, did a nice job with that. So at this point, I'll open up to any questions or feedback.
Any questions from the board? Nope, be none. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Oh, that's right. So we don't have any particular business for the committee of the whole, so is there a motion to cancel that? Is there a second?
Did you want to finish that sentence?
No, I didn't, Jeannie. I'm good, so you can cut me off anytime you like. So motion by Jeannie Balma, second.
Second.
By trustee Thorstensen. Roll call, please.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Wallace.
Aye.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross. Five ayes, one absent.
Motion carries. Pat, no old business, right?
Correct.
New business, approval of ordinance 2021,
52.
approving an extension of an intergovernmental agreement regarding regional 911 consolidation. Pat?
Sure. So this is a project that we've been participating in for the last 2 years. As you know, the county is looking at opportunities to consolidate 911 centers to reduce redundancies, improve interoperability, basically provide a higher level of customer service. So we have originally approved an agreement back in 2018 that was good for 2 years. During that time, the county brought on a project manager, a project consultant to look at formulating a plan. Got through that process. Within the last year, they put together a request for proposals related to software that's needed, including computer-aided dispatch, mobile systems, record management systems, jail management systems, e-ticketing, et cetera. Went through that process, put it out on the street, selected a vendor. County awarded that contract. So progress continues. The original agreement was 2 years. We extended it for an additional year, which takes us up to September 6, 2021. With progress continuing, staff recommends that we continue to participate, so extend the agreement for 1 more year. The county is in need of a new facility to house its 911, ETSB, and Emergency Management Agency. It's number 1 on the county's capital plan. They've included money in their budget for planning efforts. And this is something that could really benefit the village as far as a partnership. So we're continuing to explore that opportunity. During this 1-year extension, the county and the partners will work on drafting a more substantial agreement. Basically, are you in or are you out as this project moves forward? They are going to have representatives from the stakeholders that are interested in participating in that. We will definitely be participating in the drafting of that agreement, so our voice is heard. But to get us to that point, we're going to need a little bit more time. So this extension continues on the current existing relationship. There's no additional cost to the village whatsoever as far as monetary contributions. Basically just says we need another year while we draft this next agreement, which will be much more substantial and have more teeth to it. So when that is ready for consideration, that'll be brought before the village board, but you're looking at 10 or 12 months out, so.
All right. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by trustee O'Brien,
Second.
second by trustee Ross. Any discussion? Or was it trustee Thorstensen? Sorry.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross. Five ayes, one absent.
Item number 2, approval of ordinance 2021,
53?
adding 1 Class 1 liquor license by amending Section 6-56 of Article 2 of Chapter 6 of the Gurnee Municipal Code entitled Alcoholic Beverages, Soiree Event Space, 3563 Grand Avenue.
Sure. So you had a quick memo from the police department as far as the technical background process, which everything came back fine. Ellen's going to give a little more insight as far as the proposed business itself.
Thank you very much. I am
thrilled to welcome this new business to the east side of town. As you know, this is an area of priority for us. And honestly, pre-COVID and I think post-COVID, we will continue to see demand for events. This has been a business category that seems to just be growing. So very pleased to be welcoming them to East Grand. We have with us this evening Selena McKnight, who is the owner of Soiree and her #1 helper, it looks like. So this is a DIY event space. Guests will be renting blocks of time, up to 6 hours at a time, and Ms. McKnight and her staff will be providing tables, chairs, table linens, napkins. Guests will bring in their own food, bring in their own disposable plates and napkins, and the reason for that is the fact that this particular tenant space, which is at the northeast corner of the Gurnee East Point Shopping Center, so this is at Belle Plaine and Grand, where we had the farmer's market up until last year, where the Salvation Army and Habitat, this is at the front of that center up near Grand Avenue. There is plumbing in the hallway adjacent, but not in the actual tenant space, so there's no hand washing and dishwashing. So in requesting this liquor license, Ms. McKnight is aware that anything that she serves has to be in disposables, and guests have to use disposable plates, napkins, and so forth, utensils. So as it grows, I think the concept is to add, more decorations and things like that, but it'll be a great space to be able to have family gatherings. Currently, up to 39 people can be accommodated, but as a few fairly doable physical improvements are made to the space, that number can go up to 100. The liquor will be served in disposable cups, just like those, the foods on disposable plates. The other thing, just to kind of remind the board, and I know that Ms. McKnight is aware of this, when we adopted our BYOB liquor ordinance some time ago, you can't do both, it's a choice. So we did discuss several license options, and to her credit, she was open to several of them, but really would like to serve full alcohol, and that does preclude BYOB. So guests will not be able to bring in their own liquor. So Ms. McKnight will be, or her staff will be Bassett trained. There'll be someone who's Bassett trained on site at any time that alcohol is being served. The facility will be open a little bit later on weekend nights, till as late as 1 a.m. at the latest. So I guess with that, I would ask the board if you have any questions, or we certainly have Ms. McKnight available to answer those as well.
Any questions? Trustee Ross?
I just was concerned, does the health department have to have approval of this?
Well, they have to, I don't believe so, because the food's being brought in, they're not serving it. So no more so than any other do your DIY sort of a facility. David might be able to speak to that from the permitting aspect.
Trustee Ross?
I just find it interesting because if the Exchange Club brings macaroni and cheese to our concerts in the park, the health department is there and they test it. And that's bringing your own in. And then also, I just am concerned about no running water. When you think about the health department's requirements for churches and things like that, I just wonder if we approve it, if it'll open us up to if there's a problem. I don't know, it just makes me nervous.
Anything further to add on that? The permitting for the food portion of this was done, really essentially done, and this liquor is being added on top.
So with reference to the comment about the water, is there bathroom facilities available?
There are
There's
in the
running
hallway.
water?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, there's potable water, of course, bathroom sinks and facilities in the hallway, just not in the actual tenant space. So the guests will have free access whenever this facility's open to be able to go out in the hallway, just like you would at a hotel. If you were there for a conference, you'd go out in the hallway, you'd access the common restrooms, and then go back into the banquet area. Kind of a similar concept.
Any questions, Jeannie or Trustee Walmus or Trustee Woodside? No? Is there a motion? Nope. Trustee Thorstensen.
I just want to say one thing, that I was glad to see that there could be some modifications to grow the attendance up to 100. I know if you start looking in the community for places to hold large group meetings, you can be really limited, and the 39 is probably a good starting number, but, you know, if you do any type of community work and you need to hold a group meeting, it's really congested out there. You wouldn't believe it would be, but it's nice, especially with COVID constraints, that possibly you could grow it even further.
That comment reflects what we've heard. Thank you, in the community. Exactly right.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by trustee O'Brien, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Thorstensen. Roll call, please.
O'Brien,
Aye.
Thomas,
Aye.
Thorstensen,
Yes.
Woodside,
Aye.
Ross,
Aye.
5 ayes, 1 absent.
Motion carries. Welcome to Gurnee. So, all right. Third item, we put on here just for trustee Balmas.
Well, it's at least on a Sunday, and it's on the day,
Yes,
so we're moving in the right direction.
that's right.
If only Halloween would only occur on Saturdays and Sundays. But, again, my plea would be for some later hours, but I know I'm singing that to the wind, but
Item number 3, approval of 2021 trick or treating hours, Sunday, October 31st, from 2 to 5 p.m.
Move to approve. Second.
By trustee Ross, second by trustee Thorstensen. Any discussion?
Unless Jeannie wanted that second, I'll give it over. to
nope,
her.
nope, nope, nope. You're just lucky you're going to get an aye vote out of me this time.
Roll call, please.
O'Brien,
Aye.
Hi.
Thorstensen,
Yes.
Woodside,
Aye.
Ross. 5 ayes, 1 absent.
Motion carries. Public comment. Yes, sir? Please state your name and your address.
My name is Hilton.
Yes,
It's
it's
going,
on.
yeah. Thanks.
It's on?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Okay, cool. My name is Hilton Arell. I live in 999 Depot Road. There's a gentleman who happens to go to my church. His name is Tapio Katsa. And you all just approved, and thank you very much for approving his water, because he really needed it. His wife just passed away, and he's living alone. He's being sulfured his water. But one thing he wanted to get a clarification on is that he didn't want for his address to change. And so, according to this, it doesn't really say that his address would change. And
Is
Oh,
so
this the address on Oak Plain Road? Is that the?
Yep, it's 33648
Not-
North Oak Plain
Right.
Road. And so he's getting city water.
Right.
And so I guess when he was talking on the phone, one of the ladies had said, well, welcome to Gurnee. And so he got concerned that he might be annexed, basically. And
Right.
so he didn't wish to be annexed, he just needed city water. He was willing to pay the bill.
Right. My understanding is that his address will not change,
Okay. All right.
and that a provision for water, and I think that the charge for water is 1.5 times of what the village of Gurnee charges for someone that's not a part of the village, but I understand that he didn't want to change his address, and I believe the accommodation was made.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Thanks for coming. Is there anybody else? None? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Balmas, second by trustee O'Brien. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.